You knew someone like this. Maybe you still do. One day they were there, calls returned, plans made, a real presence in your life, and then nothing. No fight, no explanation, no goodbye. They just disappeared, pulled back from everyone, friends, family, sometimes even partners. Or maybe, if you're honest with yourself, that person is you. You've done it too. Quietly retreated, stopped answering, let relationships fade without ever explaining why. Not out of cruelty, but because something inside you said, "This is safer." Today we're going to talk about the psychology behind this. Why some people cut everyone off. What's really driving it. And what it says, not about their character, but about their nervous system. First, let's be clear about what we're talking about. This isn't the same as setting healthy boundaries. This isn't choosing to spend less time with toxic people. This is a pattern. A recurring withdrawal from connection. Sometimes from everyone, all at once. It can look like this. Someone stops responding to messages. They cancel plans repeatedly. They become unreachable. They say they're fine, but they've built a wall so high that nobody can get in. And often they don't fully understand why they're doing it themselves. Psychologists call this social withdrawal or relational avoidance. And on the surface it looks like a choice, but underneath it's almost always a response. A survival strategy that was learned long before the person was old enough to question it. To understand why people cut everyone off, we need to go back, far back. In the 1960s, British psychiatrist John Bowlby developed attachment theory. His research showed that the way we bond with our caregivers in early childhood creates a blueprint, a template, for how we relate to other people for the rest of our lives. When a child's emotional needs are consistently met, when they're comforted when they cry, reassured when they're scared, they develop what's called a secure attachment style. Connection feels safe. Relationships feel like a source of comfort. But when a child's needs are ignored, dismissed, or met with unpredictability, when love feels conditional or dangerous, the nervous system learns something different. It learns that closeness equals risk. This is where the avoidant attachment style develops. Research by psychologist Mary Ainsworth shows that avoidantly attached individuals have learned to suppress their emotional needs, not because they don't have them, but because expressing them was unsafe. And here's the crucial part. Their nervous system didn't forget that lesson. It carried it forward into every friendship, every relationship, every moment of vulnerability. So when life gets overwhelming, when stress accumulates, when conflict arises, when someone gets too close, the nervous system does what it was trained to do. It pulls back. It shuts the door. It cuts everyone off. Not out of cruelty, out of self-protection. By the way, if you're recognizing yourself in this, subscribe to Self-Revealed. Every week we uncover a little more of how your mind really works. Thank you for watching. Now here's what people who do this rarely say out loud, but almost always feel. If I let you in, you'll eventually leave anyway, so I'll leave first. If I show you who I really am, you won't want to stay. Being alone is painful, but being abandoned is worse. This is the core logic of relational avoidance. It's not irrational. It's a perfectly reasonable conclusion drawn from painful experience. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that people with avoidant attachment have chronically elevated cortisol levels, the stress hormone, during moments of emotional closeness. Their body literally experiences intimacy as a threat. So cutting people off isn't a character flaw. It's a nervous system response. The brain says, danger detected, and the safest exit is withdrawal. The tragedy is that the very thing they're protecting themselves from, loneliness, rejection, pain, is exactly what the withdrawal creates. Not everyone who cuts people off does it for the same reason. Research points to two distinct patterns. The first is proactive withdrawal. This person pulls back before anyone can hurt them. They anticipate rejection and disappear preemptively. They've been hurt before, and they've decided that controlling the exit is safer than waiting to be abandoned. The second is reactive withdrawal. This person retreats in response to overwhelm. Too much stimulation, too many demands, too much emotional noise. They don't necessarily distrust the people in their life. They just run out of capacity, and instead of communicating that, they go silent. Both patterns share the same root, a nervous system that was never taught how to ask for space without disappearing entirely. Here's what rarely gets talked about. Cutting everyone off feels like relief at first. The silence is peaceful. The pressure is gone. There's no one to disappoint, no one to perform for, no one to hurt you. But research tells a different story about what happens next. A landmark study by Catiopo and Hawkley, 2003, found that chronic loneliness activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. The brain doesn't distinguish between a broken bone and a broken connection. Both register as suffering, and yet the avoidant nervous system has learned to suppress the signal, to tell itself, I don't need people, I'm fine alone. While underneath, the pain accumulates. This is the hidden cost of cutting everyone off, not just the loss of connection, but the slow disconnection from your own emotional life. If you recognize yourself in this, whether you're the one who withdraws or you love someone who does, here are 3 things that actually help. 1. Name the pattern, not the person. If you tend to withdraw, start by simply noticing it, not judging it. I'm pulling back again. My nervous system is in protection mode. That small act of observation creates distance between the impulse and the action. 2. Practice micro-vulnerability. You don't have to open up completely. Start small. Send one message instead of going silent. Say, I need some space right now, instead of disappearing. Tiny acts of honesty build new neural pathways, slowly training your nervous system that vulnerability doesn't always lead to pain. 3. Understand your attachment style. Read about it. Take an assessment. Understanding why you do what you do doesn't excuse the behavior, but it removes the shame. And shame is what keeps the pattern locked in place. You can't change what you don't understand. People who cut everyone off are not cold, they are not cruel, they are not incapable of love. They are people whose nervous systems learned at some point that love comes with danger, that closeness leads to pain, that the safest place is behind a wall. And the most heartbreaking part, they usually built that wall to protect a very soft, very feeling heart underneath. If that's you, know this: the wall kept you safe when you needed it. But you don't have to live there forever. And if that's someone you love, be patient, don't chase, don't punish the silence, just keep the door open. Sometimes, that's all it takes. Thank you for watching. I hope this gives you a little more insight into yourself and something useful you can actually try. Next week, why you destroy your own success and what your brain is protecting you from. See you then.